All right, let's move on. Obviously, we had a lot of firings. I saved this for Danny Football this week. I wanted to get his take on this. We have the NFL coaching carousel going on. We had a bunch of fires. A lot of jobs open up. I think there's a potential for another one opening up. The Panthers fire Matt Rule. The Cardinals fire. Um, we talked about it last week. Oh, what's his name? Kingsbury. Jeepers, crow. My mind's going crazy. The Colts had already fired their head coach, and they had that moron. What was his name? Jeff Saturday. I don't know how he got the head coaching job, but he was named head coach. And then obviously the Broncos fired that embarrassment of a head coach. Texans, I think, was a little scummy. They fired Lovey. Was it Lovey Smith? Was that his name?
Yep.
They fired Lovey Smith. It was kind of a scumbag move. 1 year, one and done. I thought he was,
Yeah, I
you
wasn't a
know,
huge fan of that.
that's a
He
tough
did
move, but
cost them he did cost them the number one pick on his way out, so I gotta respect that.
yeah, I think he knew it was the. I think that he probably heard something that he was going to get fired. So he's all right. We're going to win. We're going to get the first. We weren't going to get the first pick of the draft. Thanks a lot. Which I love that move. Let's start with. I also want to point out how the Cardinals GM fires Kingsbury and then resigns the next day. Isn't that such a classic move? He resigns from his office, but the last thing he does is fire the head coach.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love it. Let's go through these couple of positions and see if we can come up with someone you think is going to be there. Um, let's start with the Carolina Panthers. Can you see? Is there any coach you think is going to be slide into that spot?
Panthers. NFC, maybe a Sean Payton, considering he knows the division.
I do have
Um,
I do
I
have
just
Sean Payton on my list, but I have him
I don't
somewhere
know
else.
if yeah. Depends on how aggressive they want to be. I don't know. But I feel like that's a good pick because he knows the division.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I think Sean Payton is going to get a lot of looks this this season. Um, The guy I kind of want is an old friend of Danny Football's, and Danny Football has gone on this podcast as a guest and I think as a host and defended this guy. I'm gonna give this guy another chance. Let's give it to Jim Caldwell.
Yes. Yes.
I think he
Very good pick.
deserves somewhere a job, but I think the Carolina Panthers is probably a good way to start because it's got to be a rebuild, finish like keep rebuilding, and I think he's good at that.
Good
So
pick.
give me
Un
Jim Caldwell.
unrightly fired from Detroit and set that franchise back.
100%. I'm rooting for him. Uh, Arizona Cardinals. Who do you think's going to Arizona?
We're probably looking at more of an offensive guy.
Remember, Kyler Murray will be out for most of that season,
Maybe oh man,
and
maybe the
they're gonna be blowing it up by getting rid of DeAndre Hopkins and
uh,
all that stuff. Another rebuilding kind of coach. I have a guy in mind.
who's your
Um,
guy?
Guy that needs no introduction to a crappy team trying to rebuild, but having success on the defensive side. I get what you're saying on the offensive side, but more defensive side. I'm going Brian Flores. Give Brian Flores another shot. Did it in Miami. Can do it again here.
Oh, Brian Flores.
Yeah, that's. Did it cut out?
Yeah, I missed it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Brian Flores. I think he did it in Miami. He can do it again in
All right. All right. I like
Arizona.
that. Okay. I was I'd honestly I think he'd fit better with the Colts
I
for
like
whatever
that.
reason, but I'm horrified that the league is going to blackball him from getting a job.
I hope not. I hope they give him a chance. He deserves it, dude. He's one of the best. Who's your pick for Cardinals?
Oh, Eric Bieniemy.
I love it.
I think on offensive mind has never been a head coach. Kind of gets to start on a fresh canvas.
Danny football, in the 3 or whatever amount of years we've been doing this part of the Big Red Zone, I had picked Eric Bieniemy to get a new head coaching job every single year, and I hope you're right because I think he deserves it. But yeah, I don't know. He always gets. I think he gets a little kind of gets screwed because he doesn't call the plays on the offensive side. So like that's where he kind of gets a little bit of a problem. But I hope he does. I'm actually gonna pick him for the Colts job.
Okay.
Um,
Did he interview with the Colts? I saw he interviewed with someone.
he interviewed. I think he interviewed with the Colts, and he might have interviewed with the Bronco. No, I know he did the Colts, but he might have interviewed somewhere else. Actually, I don't see him anywhere.
Hmm.
Yeah, it might have been just the Colts.
I thought I definitely saw he had an interview somewhere. I could not tell you where it was, but
Yeah.
evidently.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Um,
behind me for the Colts.
all right, all right. I think for Colts, man, I'm gonna go Kellen Moore from the Cowboys.
Kellen Moore. What's his
He's the OC for the Cowboys.
I like it.
I think I yeah. Yeah, I'll ride with that.
Kellen Moore. Okay. Let's go Texans.
Texans are in a fucking free fall.
Yeah. Don't really know who
I think
wants that job.
I think Gerard Mayo would have been top of the list if we didn't hang on to him, just because that seems to be the Texans' MO. They just take all of our guys.
Yeah.
I'll go Byron Leftwich from the Buccaneers.
I like that. I think he's gonna get a lot of looks. Um, he's gonna get a lot of looks this year. I'm gonna go with it's gonna be a guy that really doesn't have a lot of experience. Have a tough offense. Maybe want to build around a defense. I'm gonna go. I'm between two. Just gonna go with Demeco Ryans.
Okay.
It's the 49ers defensive coordinator. I think he'll get a shot there. But I like Byron Leftwich. I think he's a veteran guy. He's been around.
All right. Broncos. I'm gonna go defensive. I think the Broncos will go defensive here because their offense sucks. Um, Vance Joseph. He's the DC for the Cardinals.
I'm gonna go with Sean Payton.
All right. That would
They
be a
need
good
to.
situation for him. See if he could fix Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I think he wants to go to a place. I don't think he's gonna come out of retirement to you know go to a team that doesn't has to rebuild. I think he wants to go to a place that he thinks he can win. And as much as we're calling the Broncos a bust, I think they have a very capable defense and a very capable offense if it's coached right. You know what I mean? I mean, Russell Wilson isn't trash. He's not as good as he was, but I think he's not trash. I think, they're gonna get Javonte Williams back. They're gonna, try to figure out how to use Sutton and Judy, who are two really good young wide receivers. Maybe try to add to that. They got Albert on for the tight end spot. I think Sean Payton comes in there and maybe tries to shake it up, and he gets to work with a veteran QB, which I know he'll like. So give me Sean Payton.
I
Give him a
like that.
crack at it.
I like that.
Uh,
Resurrected Drew Brees. He can do it again.
yeah, and the one thing I will say that couldn't, may not be out of left field is the Chargers. If the Chargers fire Stanley, which I think they're gonna, you could see Sean Payton go there. I
That
think
would
I
be
could
yeah.
see.
Yeah, that could be a good one.
I think that's where he would probably end up over the Broncos. But definitely interesting to see a lot of head coaching jobs open, and did you see the story that McDaniel's not Josh McDaniels. The
Mike
McDaniels from
McDaniels.
Mike McDaniels was a chance that he would get fired from the
That would be a
Dolphins.
huge mistake.
Huge mistake, but it brings me back to my rumors and the conspiracy theory that we heard last year that the Dolphins wanted to hire Sean Payton and bring in Tom Brady. So
Yeah,
Sean Payton, if they fire McDaniels, knowing that they can get Sean Payton and Tom Brady in,
that would be an all-time come around take for you.
that would be crazy.